Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a lovely, traditionally dimensioned Nomos Glashutte Tangente date power reserve with our hard German G's. This Tangente is 35 millimeters in stainless steel, and one could almost describe it as an ultra thin. For a complication, only 6.8 millimeters thick and graceful on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. It has enough lug span at 45.4 that it doesn't appear petite, and it has strong angular lugs as well, which have outsized personality and charisma. The spacing between the lugs is 18 millimeters, and the watch comes on a textile strap that is both supple and elemental, but what it is not is a NATO. Though it looks like a NATO, it has two primary advantages. First, this lovely aviation-inspired Clevis-style pin buckle in steel joins with perforations on the opposite side, so you don't have a gooseneck locking system like you do on a NATO. Those can be cumbersome and confusing, so this works like a normal strap. But second, it isn't underslung beneath the case, so you don't have the extra thickness of a NATO strap, nor do you have the obstruction of your view of the movement. So it's a wonderful strap. It's a nice little buckle, and you can even see that the strap is designed to sit inside the buckle rather than underneath, as there's a bridge raised over the pins on the side. So this buckle is surprisingly nuanced, and the strap well thought out for a basic accessory. Jumping in closer to the case, you can see that it's minimal. The case band is cylindrical, flat. There's a sharp junction between the bezel and the mid case, and then those lugs are straight, thrusting, and simple. As you can see, they have a hard angular aesthetic that contrasts dramatically with the smooth, pure, rounded profile of the case. The case all in high polish to give it a bit more personality and to stand out a bit more, but it's not garish, not at 35 millimeters. Polish is a good choice here. The bezel is minimalist in the extreme, and it is essentially just a silver halo framing a matte silver dial with radially arrayed indices as well as Arabic numerals. You have lovely blued steel hands at center with graceful extension. They are needle-style hands. There's a sunken sub-register for constant seconds down at 6 o'clock, and you can see that the watch features stop seconds or hacking. There is also a power reserve, and you can see there's just a little bit of capacity left to be wound, but as you wind this watch, the power reserve turns from red to silver even as it orbits the dial, and that's the end of the travel. So the power reserve moves around and the red portion shrinks as you wind. Now there's a little bit of a quirk to the way you set the date on this watch, as Nomos does not use conventional quick sets on many of its legacy calibers. And you can see right here that if you want to change the date, it's done a little bit like an old Hoyer caliber 11. So there's a system where you advance through midnight and then proceed back to about 9:30, and you just keep seesawing backwards and forward until you get to the date that you intend. Manual wind watch, let's turn it over. This is an all Nomos caliber. Why do I say all Nomos? Because there are two different levels of in-house caliber at Nomos. The movements that are named after Greek letters are in-house calibers, but they do not contain Nomos' own swing system assortment, the balance, the hairspring, the escape wheel, and the anchor. What we have here is the DUW 4401. So this is a movement that is entirely Nomos. Bridges, plates, all of that, but also the hairspring itself, the balance, the anchor, and the escape wheel are made in-house. And you know you're looking at one of the swing system movements because it will be Deutsche Ehrenwerk rather than a, for example, Sigma or Alpha. And then you also see that the hairspring itself is lightly blued to denote the presence of the swing system. It is a manual wind movement. It beats away 21,600 vibrations per hour, and it has a 42-hour power reserve. It is a slender caliber, decorated with Glashutte stripes, engine turning on the base plate, and the screws themselves are true fired blue screws. If you look carefully, you can also see that there is a rather elaborate pocket watch inspired click and click spring. The click spring moves out and over, and then I should say rather the click itself, which is the hook holding the ratchet wheel above the barrel in place, it moves up and over, and the spring is gracefully extended like a swan's neck. You'll note that the cover of the crown wheel is black polished, and then there's a double spiral that is hand finished on top of the ratchet wheel itself. There is an artisan who just does that within the Nomos factory. This is a lovely caliber, beautifully made, quite slender. The water resistance of the watch is 30 meters, so it's not an aquatic sports watch. You want to protect that 23 joule in-house caliber by restricting water exposure to splashes or inadvertent rain only. You can see this lovely, traditionally sized unisex Nomos Tangante 35mm power reserve date and make it yours in stainless steel on the watch box.